I'm the tortoise.
And I'm the hare.
And welcome to our book club.
Oh, look, we're recording now.
There we go.
Okay.
Apparently that's the Goodreads,
Like, picture?
yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. It's definitely way different. What were you saying about Junior?
Oh, yeah, the second book to Lights Out is about him and, like, this crush, I guess, he had when he was in high school or something.
Oh. Okay.
And,
Not
like,
the nurse?
No, not a nurse. It's a...
Okay.
She works at a strip club, is my understanding. Like, went from, like, shy, nerdy girl to working at a strip club, and I'm like, y'all, that's boring.
That's very predictable.
It's deeply predictable. But hey, it leads to a great dark romance.
It's true. That's true. The naive
But no, like,
little
no,
girly.
well, no, she's not naive anymore because she now fully works at a strip club.
Well, I was going to say the naive little girl that's turned into a bad bitch.
I guess so. It's still predictable.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Sometimes you just want a predictable book.
That's fair. Sometimes you just want to shut your brain off and just read a romance in which somebody is sitting on a knife.
Getting everything they want. Sitting on a knife. Oh, no.
What?
And with that, welcome to our podcast.
In which we're already starting off strong. If you haven't picked up yet, we are talking about Lights Out by Navessa
Allen. Oh.
But first, we gotta play our game.
Oh, that's right, I forgot.
But I didn't because I have the notes.
You have the notes. At least one of us is prepared. I told you earlier I'm raw dogging this. So.
I mean, I got, so the game, our literary gauntlet today, is going to be Put a Finger Down. So, we're gonna do Put a Finger Down.
I got my fingers. How many fingers? 5?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8 of them, so yeah, we could do 5. Give room for us to... We can do 8.
Yeah. Okay.
Give room for
5.
you to have a chance. Because my 5 fingers are going to be down, I think,
Are we
really
leaving room for
quickly.
Jesus, or are we leaving room for the devil? What are we leaving room for?
I think we're leaving room for your favorite boyfriend and whatever that means.
Wow, this is an inclusive environment.
Because, fuck. I was going to say something very productive for this podcast, for podcasting purposes, and now I'm laughing too much to get through it. I have to regroup. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay. What I was going to say, before we start the literary gauntlet, for anyone listening to this for the first time, which, hi, this is episode 5, you can leave us fan mail. There is a link below wherever you watch podcasts. If you listen to it on YouTube or listen to it on any podcasting forums, if you click on the send us a message link, it'll open up a text on your phone.
Ooh.
And you can text us a message that we'll read out at the beginning of the next episode.
We do love fan mail.
We do. I'd really like to get that. Which means at some point, I also need to record the mid-roll that we can just kind of shove in.
Oh, yeah.
So I gotta do that at some point. Maybe that's tonight's mission.
There you go.
But, yeah, so, fan mail. Send it, if you'd like.
Fan mail.
Okay, now the game.
Now the game. Okay. Would you... Oh, no. Put a finger down.
Put a finger down. They're both starting with 5. So... put a finger down if you finished a book this week.
You're out.
I say as I put a finger down, as I finished 2 books in 2 days.
I've started 4 books. Does that count?
No, I think it means you have to finish it. Okay. Put a finger down if your TBR has more than 7 books. There I go.
Womp womp.
I'm
Womp womp for
2.
both of us.
Yeah.
I'm at 4.
I'm at 3. Oh boy. And reading this next one, I'm about to be at 2. Put a finger down if you have more book boyfriends than you can count. Yep. I'm at 2.
And then there were 2.
And then there were 2. Hey, this next one is not for me.
I'm still rocking strong at 4.
Nice. Put a finger down if you prefer audiobooks to physical books.
Oh.
I think we specifically wrote that one for you.
Probably, yeah, just because you knew. That was targeted. I'm feeling targeted.
Put a finger down if you've ever said you're going on a book ban, but then you bought a new book.
Ooh.
And I'm down to 1. I'm down to 1. Okay. Put a finger down if you take the jackets off your hardcover books.
I'm not a maniac.
I'm not one either, and that means I'm out.
Ooh. I got 1 left. Uno.
Let's see if I can knock you out with one of these. We got 2 more left.
Okay.
Put a finger down if you go to bookstores just because they make you feel happy.
No, I'm out.
Okay. And this one would have knocked me out if I still had 1 left.
Okay.
Last one. I cried on the bus.
Oh, no.
It was dark, though,
With a
so
YA
nobody
book?
could see... Yes, with the YA book. Luckily...
She's a baby.
No, but luckily, nobody could see my face while I cried, so we're good. But this one is if you've cried over a fictional character's death.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I'm still mourning the death of Chopper.
Chopper?
It's a PlayStation 2 Ace Combat video game.
Okay. Yeah, I
shaped me. It was one of those moments that shapes you as a person. Yeah, in my basement, just sobbing.
Oh no. Yeah. YA book 2. Mm-hmm. Somebody died.
Oh.
And it was gut-wrenchingly bad.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Because I've started my Jennifer Armentrout
yes.
month or 2. But yeah. Gut-wrenching death in book 2.
She had to remind you that she was God, and God was her, and that she could do whatever she wanted.
In a fucking YA novel, too.
Uh-huh.
That's what's worse.
Children have emotions, too. They have hearts
know.
you can rip out and just shred into little tiny pieces.
And that's true. You also want to know something else that's stupid? But
yes.
that I appreciate about Jennifer Armentrout, because in both of the book series I've read for her, both of her characters, no matter their age, whether they're not a legal adult yet or a legal adult, mm-hmm. both start off virgins. And so I feel the representation. Now we just gotta make them older.
Yes.
Because it's like...
I'm tired of all my books having 18-year-olds.
You're telling me...
Because I know 18-year-olds, and I wouldn't trust them with saving the world.
No.
I would barely trust myself. Age range was saving the world, and I'm more than a decade older than 18. So...
Yeah. It's just one of those things I could appreciate, because I was like, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Though in the YA
give me
novel,
some variety in my
yes.
main characters, please.
Yes. Like, please make them... Can we please have more characters that are in their late 20s, early 30s? Mm-hmm. In fantasy novels specifically.
Fantasy novels specifically, because I understand there's a whole room of people that really like to read about romances with Joe and Bill and, the modern era. I am not one of them. I don't need to read about romance in the modern era and enjoy it. All of that to say, as a nice little segue,
it's a perfect
that
segue.
we did read about a romance in the modern era, and we both did really enjoy it.
It was a palate cleanser.
It was a palate cleanser, something different.
Yep.
Completely different than what we've been reading.
Yeah, so Lights Out by Navessa Allen in honor for when this goes up on Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, the lover's holiday.
In which I will be single and probably meeting up with some friends to possibly play a Dungeons and Dragons Fourth Wing inspired campaign.
She's gonna have a Galentine's Day.
Exactly. So.
I will be succumbing to the corporate holiday. Thank you.
Hey, I hope you enjoy your corporate holiday.
I will, thank you. I have made, you can't see this, listeners, but I have made 6 different types of hearts while we were talking about Valentine's Day.
Listen, one of my favorite is where you put your, fists together and then blow it up. And it blows up a heart.
Oh, that's cute. I haven't seen that one before.
There you go.
I was doing this stupid little Gen Z one. No offense, Gen Zers, but
All
yeah.
the offense. What are you talking about?
I want them to listen. No offense.
I can put it out. I'm a Gen Zer. Fuck you.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm a Gen Z. Well, listen.
I always forget that.
Listen, we have a millennial Gen Z representation thing going on here.
We do.
We
do.
It's great.
Look at us.
So, speaking of representation, a little bit here, because main character that is over 30.
Heck yeah. Is she?
I thought she was 32.
Oh.
Am I going insane?
Now we have to look it up.
Okay, well, while Tortoise is looking this up, we're gonna be talking about Lights Out by Navessa Allen. Dark romance. Some lots of kinky stuff going on in this book. And then somehow a plot smacks you in the face.
Smack, smack. She is in her late 20s. So yes, some older representation, though. I think she's 27 or 28.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop. We do love that.
Make more characters 27.
I want some characters with some fully developed prefrontal cortexes, please.
Someone that can drink alcohol and definitely, by scientific standards, not damage their brain.
Yes, that too. That can make a critical decision.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
With the entire cognitive structure.
So.
We get that in Alan's book here.
We do!
Well, debatable. She had the opportunity to make decisions with her whole brain, but, sometimes her brain was distracted by other things.
Other things. Yeah.
Other things. Specifically one thing.
Are we talking about the illegal thing or the legal thing?
Ooh.
Both. It could be.
They go together. They go hand in hand. Those are happily married. The illegal and the legal thing. Okay. In this book.
Well, let's give some context by reading off the summary.
Alrighty. So this is from Goodreads. And the summary here. I don't need another kink. That thought pops into my head whenever I pull up my favorite social media app. But alas, every time I scroll, I learn something new about myself and another one is born. And yes, I know I'm responsible for what the algorithm shows me, but I'm trying to ignore that fact. Lately, my feed has been dominated by masked men. I've favorited videos with them dressed in full cosplay, decked out in futuristic military apparel, and wrapped up like ghouls. But more than anything else, my FYP is filled with shirtless men wearing ghost masks. Bonus points if they're heavily tattooed, wielding a knife, or covered in fake blood. At night, I dream about being chased by them, of them catching me and doing deliciously dark things to my more than willing body. I never could have guessed that by sending one drunken text, those dreams would become my new reality. Lights Out is a fast-paced, dark romance with a morally gray male lead. Some themes and scenes may be disturbing to readers. Please check the TWs at the beginning of the book.
And those trigger warnings are like a 1.5 minute, 2 minute long.
On the audiobook, I was floored. I really had no idea what I was getting into with this. And I know, like, I started this for everybody. Like, I was the trigger for Lights Out being read. I was not expecting, you know, like a whole minute of things that are going to happen in this book that you might be triggered by as a person with some morals.
As a person without morals, I was like, this is kind of tame for some stuff I've read.
Yeah. The more you know.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
I usually skip the intro pages, so I don't even know what's in the books that I use.
Well, you know, trigger warnings are a little bit newer in books. Like past...
Back in my day, you were just thrown into them.
Yeah, back in my day, you were too.
Yeah.
So, I guess we can just move into... Do you want to talk about your opinion, or do you want me to ask some questions to guide us along?
Let's ask some questions.
Yeah, because I got my little thing I use to write my reviews with. I have my questions I use. Yeah. So I figured...
She has tons of them. You should go check them out if you're ever in need of book recs.
Listen, I have to write 3 reviews because I haven't written them, so...
There's more coming, is what that means.
So many more. Oh, God. Listen, I have a new thing.
She can do it.
But we'll save it for
Send her fan mail that she can do it.
Please send me fan mail encouraging me to write these reviews. Okay. So, starting with plot. The topic of plot.
Yes.
Pacing. How did you feel about the pacing of the book?
I thought it was decent. It was, quite honestly, one of the first modern romances that I have read or listened to. So I'm having a hard time, like, putting it into perspective, because I think the pacing was good, but it's different than the fantasy genre would do, I think. Some parts I thought were fast, and some parts I was like, oh, can we move on?
Yeah, I get that. I felt similar. Just the first like half kind of made me let it go. Like, can we kind of speed this up a little bit? But also that existing is why it was a believable romance.
Yeah.
So the pacing did its job, I guess, in that case. But I agree. Sometimes it was slow. Sometimes it was like, okay, this is good. But
yeah,
I'm with you on
and
that.
I wanted more about her.
Yeah.
Like, more of her background as a trauma nurse and how she got to where she's at.
Yeah, because we only got bits and pieces of that. So, I agree. Okay. Did the story hold your attention? And were there any parts or, like, any lulls or overly rushed parts? So what scenes or parts come to mind when you think of, like, oh, maybe this was too fast or this was too slow?
She kind of brings it up as, like, breaking the fourth wall sort of thing, but the quickness of the relationship, I think, not necessarily, like, them admitting their feelings for each other, but, like, we are in the first, I don't know, couple of chapters, and he's already showing up at her side with, like, full cosplay on. So I thought that was really fast.
Yeah. I can get behind that opinion. Though I rationalize it in my brain as, like, he's an obsessive person, and that's what an obsessive person would do. Yeah. So, I think it's just how
it made sense. Like I said, they broke the fourth wall there, where they were both like, what the heck are we doing? Like, we've known each other for maybe 30 seconds here, and I'm already threatening her with a good time. Because it's not really threatening, but it is kind of threatening. And she's, like, half the time, for the first half of the book, ready to just beat him. Like, she's ready to end his whole life.
Honestly, I was there for it. I was like, this makes sense.
I know. Yeah. It's that logical center. It's developed. She's high 20s.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
How about you? Did you think that was...
I think so. Like I said, the first half of the book was slow to me, but, like, that really stands out to me as that being slow. But that's just because they're developing a romance, and that should be slow.
Yeah.
Like, it needs to be. It's the slow burn in quotes there, that I've been waiting for in any book I read at this point.
It's the slow burn romance, not the slow burn physicality.
Yeah. Let's see. So I'll put these two questions together. Were there any twists, turns, or major surprises? And did the plot resolve satisfactorily? Or were there unresolved threads?
So I'll answer the second half of that first. The plot resolved satisfactorily because I cried. So I haven't done that in a long time. And a dark romance of all things made me just like tears. So yes, on the satisfactorily part.
Yeah.
I was satisfied. And I was surprised. We were talking about Junior earlier. I was surprised that who she was related to. I was not expecting that. That came out of left field.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you right now, that was an out of left field I was not happy with.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that was stupid.
Oh, I liked it. I felt like it made sense why she would be so down to clown with murder.
Yeah.
Sorry, was that a spoiler? Sorry.
No, it's at this point. Spoilers are going to happen because we're talking about a book in depth, so.
Yeah. Because I feel like unless you have that connection with some kind of...
organized crime?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
There's usually some kind of triggering point that leads you to being a murderer.
True. I just, like, I get why it's there, and I can, like, I can see your point. I just felt stupid. Like, like you said, it came out of left field, and I wish I had felt like there was, like, little bits of that sprinkled in prior to her being down to clown.
Yeah. Going back to, like, I wish we had more about her before we got into, you know, her scream mask kink.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Because she did kind of, like, you could see the connection kind of at the very beginning when she was, or it's kind of scattered throughout when she was talking to her lab friend, the lab tech friend, and she was like, oh, he's bad news. I hear he cheated on his last girlfriends and was bragging about it, and he has gangster ties.
Okay.
And it turns out that they were related.
Yeah. I mean, there's that, but also, like...
But it wasn't clear. That wasn't, like, a hint.
Yeah. And because, like, also, you could technically write off her willingness to, you know, stab someone as her just seeing the worst of humanity on a regular basis as a trauma nurse, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I could see that being as a person who sees, like, the worst and has taken an oath to treat the worst. Like what happens in the book. Her needing almost like it could have been even written as a way of like, oh, she's okay with this because she doesn't, it's almost like she's letting out anger from her job. Yeah. So like I said,
it was an out of left fielder. I did feel like that was a unsuspected plot twist.
Yeah. And also, like, on that twist, you know what, I'll hold off because we're about to go into characters. So, let's transition into characters, because I'll talk about a character thing as we're talking about, that whole her family ties here, because it almost felt like, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh, that's almost like, I get why it makes the characters mirror each other. They both like both Allie and Josh have family that they don't necessarily want to be associated with, that are very in the criminal world.
Yeah.
So it makes them, gives them a tie outside of, like, their mutual kink thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, feels a little cheap because it came out of left field. It's like, oh,
It wasn't.
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go. I interrupted you.
No, I was just gonna say, it just, because, like, Josh's stuff was built up, where hers was like, oh, we're gonna, it's like the author was like, oh, wait, she needs a family thing, too.
Or how is she going to get out of this?
Yeah. Where I much would have liked it, I would have liked it a lot more, and it would have been some fun suspense if, like, they did it, they went through with their plan that they had originally, and then there's, like, this time period where they're both just, like, super on edge and anxious because they're worried they're gonna get caught.
Yeah.
With the romance stuff still going on, like, that would have been super interesting. Rather than,
I felt like they were both very calm about the fact that they had just killed somebody.
Yeah. Though Josh threw up. That was a pretty rational response.
Yeah. True.
She was,
but, like,
unnervingly calm.
She was unnervingly calm.
Like, girly, you good?
I guess she has so much, like, innate hatred, too, that kind of hit off on it.
I can see that.
Because he was there to kill her. So,
yeah.
in her defense.
It was, honestly, coulda, shoulda, woulda, self-defense.
Yeah.
Like, call the police, hey, this guy broke in.
I killed him. Oops.
Like, I shot him.
Self-defense, stand your ground, castle law, whatever the claim is.
Like, the state they live in has to have stand your ground, self-defense laws like that.
I feel like all of them do now.
At this point. We're poking holes in the author's writing. Oh, no.
To put it out there, we did both really enjoy this book.
Yes. Like, I think I gave this a 4 stars or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is, for me, so far, the top rating I've given any of my books.
Yeah, there's no 5 stars here.
Not yet. Because I'm always finding, like, one big thing that makes me go, no.
Yeah, something that you're not quite happy about.
Anyway, character stuff. Were the main characters well-developed and relatable?
They were not relatable. I didn't relate to this at all.
Yeah.
What's that song? I don't relate to you. That was me the whole time. I thought they were well-developed, though. They were very well-written. I liked them. I did not relate to them. They felt like people, but I didn't relate to them.
I agree. They felt like people. This might be saying too much, but in certain aspects, I might have related a little bit. You probably just learned way too much about me in that one sentence.
The more you know.
And our listeners have now learned way too much about me.
It's in the books.
It's in the books. Like, if we took a full list of the books I read, and you took a second to read what's in them, you'd be like, no, yeah, should have seen that coming.
That one checks out.
That checks out. We already kind of answered that. So, did you find the romance to be believable? And did you feel like the characters' motivations, both plot-wise and relationship-wise, to be believable?
What was the first question again?
So, the first question is like a general one of like, did you find the romance believable? And then kind of like a subsection of that question is did you find their motivations to be believable?
Oh, okay. I felt like the romance was believable. I thought it was. It was well developed. It was, I feel like when you're in that kind of super niche kink zone, that it's going to move fast in a lot of ways, especially because of the type of personalities they both were. And I think that also kind of led to understanding their motivations for it. Where, like, she's kind of touch-starved and people-starved because of her job and how demanding it is. And I feel like that's realistic and understandable. And he's, you know, traumatized.
Deeply traumatized.
Deeply traumatized.
God, I can never look at hamburgers the same way.
I know, I was just thinking about that. Very Dahmer-esque.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think I can agree with that. That, I did find the characters to be believable. Like, in the romance aspect. And as people, too, you know?
Yeah.
Like we already said, they felt like people. Their motivations, as written, I believe it. As written, I have a problem with, as we've already said, I'm just like, what? I question the basis, but from the basis, everything makes sense. That makes any sense.
The convenience of her having mobster ties that just happen to be in the cleanup part of the gang.
Yes.
Or the mob, I mean.
Yes, there's some definite plot conveniences that made me go, don't know how I feel about that. But I accept it nonetheless.
I guess from the perspective that it's supposed to be a dark romance book and not like a true crime thriller.
Yeah.
The conveniences are accepted.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have loved a true crime. Well, you could still... A dark romance is just the fact that they use knives and guns in their sex life. That's what makes dark romance. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
And the stalking. Like, all of that.
Little BDSM.
The BDSM.
I would say light, but it's heavy.
Yeah. Like, that stuff makes it a dark romance. The rest of it just makes it a fun plot.
Yeah.
So... We could have had a murder, crime, thriller, and it would have been just as good.
We could have had it all, but we like what we got. Exactly.
Let's see. So normally this would be the part where I ask about world building, but this doesn't apply.
It's in our world.
It's in our world.
Our world is built.
It's done. So I guess this leaves with, like, overall impressions. So what emotions or thoughts did the book leave you with?
I went, aww.
That's true. The ending did make me go,
Yeah.
Aww. Gross, but aww.
that was what I was left with.
Yeah, just like gross, but aww.
Yeah. There was multiple times where I was like, am I into that? No. Yes? No. Yes? No.
Though, knowing you, not gonna lie, the fact that you asked those questions, I'm like, well, with the amount of camping you do, you never know.
You never know.
That's between...
What happens in the woods stays in the woods. I'll leave it there.
Oh no. Okay.
I was specifically thinking about the knife scene, but like, go off, okay. You gotta call me out here after you've just aired all yours.
Yeah. What? Fair is fair. Yeah. I'm with you pretty much all the way on that one.
Yeah.
Who would you recommend this book to?
Apparently, like, everybody I know.
That's true. Oh my god. Literally everyone ended up reading it after you did.
I know, oops.
Because you passed it on.
It's because I said I cried, and then everybody was like, well...
Yeah, that's true. You brought that
She
up
doesn't do that, so it must be good. Sorry.
No, it's okay. And then I guess, and then the last one here is, did the book meet your expectations?
I had absolutely no idea what I was getting into. I'm going to be honest. I was in a slump of audiobooks in between things. Like, I was in between audiobooks. Some were on hold. The one that I really wanted to listen to just doesn't exist anywhere on audiobook. I don't know what happened to it. It was an entire series, and then the last one, no audiobook.
Yikes.
Actually, that one was recent. The other one, and this is so off topic, I'm sorry, but what publishers are going into now is having AI read books.
Ew.
And I know, ew, they have fake synthetic voices reading books. And it's awful. And I was in the middle of this, like, true crime series. And then all of a sudden it went from, like, this really good narrator to, like, Cynthia, synthetic voice. And I was like, I can't do this. And so Lights Out came up on my recommended on my audiobook platform. Because I guess true crime, murders, my romance history, here we are. It was as the book says on my FYP, except it's with the library.
Yeah.
The library's FYP.
Oh no. Yeah. No, the woman who voices all of Allie's chapters,
Mm-hmm.
I don't follow her yet. I should. But she's like all over YouTube, and she posts like her doing the recording, her like some of the funny lines and stuff like that. She's really good. Is she
the one who like pauses after she reads something and is like either giggles or is like, wait, what?
Yes, that's her.
Love her. Okay,
she's
now
great.
I have a face to the audiobook person.
Yeah, and so like she just did one the other day. I came across one the other day, and now I can't even remember the joke, but I thought it was really funny as hell.
Yeah.
One day I'll find it again. I don't even remember her name, which is sad. I should, but I don't. But she's great, and apparently she's done a good number of audiobooks, so.
Mm-hmm. There's a big repertoire out there for her.
I hope she gets all of them.
Me too, because she was good. I liked her.
Yeah.
So, circling back to your question, I had really no expectations, so I was kind of going into this blind, except, the synopsis that was on the little platform of, I think was the same as what I just read to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I need something.
It's something.
And here we are. Because I listen to audiobooks on my bike rides, so I need something.
I mean, you are doing a lot of bike rides right now.
I know.
So
Mood.
You need all of the audiobooks.
Uh-huh. Did it meet your expectations?
I think I was going into it because you said it was going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
I went into it thinking, wow, this is going to be good. So I think my expectations were maybe a little too high going in.
Oh, you have that high of an opinion of my opinion?
Yeah, you're picky.
Oh, that's true.
Like, you're picky when it comes to books. I'm a book raccoon. I'll eat anything. Exactly. I'm like... So I'm just like, I'll eat anything, I'll read anything, you give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
It could be pure garbage, and I'll power through it.
Yeah.
And somehow write a review.
Somewhere. You'll find some little nugget in there that's good.
Yeah, something worth writing about.
Mm-hmm.
God, Alice in Wonderland.
Oh. Yeah.
Regrets are there. Let me think.
You gave it a shot.
I gave it a shot. I wanted to like it. I didn't. We shall move on.
Yes.
But I went into it with pretty high expectations. Maybe, like I said, a little too high. But I did come out liking it.
Mm-hmm.
The like I said, the first half was slower than I expected it to be. So that was, like, a little disappointing. It took me a little bit longer to get through the audiobook, for that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like, it was a good romance. I'm not complaining about that. So.
Yeah, I remember you texting me as you were listening or reading to it throughout, and you were like, she's a dumb bitch. Or, like, she can't be this stupid, can she? Oh, wait, actually, she's not stupid. Never mind. Like, that happened so many times throughout while you were going through this book.
It was a lot of, like, oh my god, she's a dumb bitch. Wait, nope, she fixed it. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
Wait, she did something stupid? No. Oh, she fixed it. Okay.
Yeah. She's not as stupid as I thought she was.
Like, the whole, like, Josh hiding his identity and stuff like that, and him, like, trying to scoot around it, and I was like, oh, please don't fall for this. Please don't draw this out. Please don't do this to me. And she didn't. Like, it looked like it for a second.
She was like, Josh, I know you. Stop trying to be cool.
I'm trying to move my leg, but yeah. Oh, I showed you. My dog laid on me, and it's everything I could ever want in life. But also my
Mine finally stopped screaming, so I'm sorry if you could hear him.
No, we're good. I think me and the listeners are all good. Mine was snoring at the beginning of this.
Oh, I couldn't at all. He was quiet. So you said you gave it 4 stars?
Yes, I'm pretty sure I gave it a good old 4 stars.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was good. I do feel as though, other than, like, the spicy scenes in it, I don't know if it was really a romance until the very end.
Yeah. I agree with that. Like, I think it was in the sense of, like, I think it's back to the conversations we've had, of, like, what is romance? What do people consider romance?
How do you write one? What are the criteria?
Yeah, because if we say that spiciness doesn't constitute romance, then a good chunk of the romance section of fantasy romance isn't romance by that standards.
True. Yeah.
So that's a hot take right there.
I mean, I definitely think you can have romance without the explicitness.
Yeah.
But so much of this book revolved around, because it was a kink book. Like, it was very much like, oh, I'm into this, and this turns me on, and this is what he does, and so therefore he turns me on. Logical sequence of events. They did show the caring, nurturing side, so that was nice to really kind of build up that relationship part. Because I definitely have read lots of books that have 0%, 0% spicy levels, and they are clearly romances.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like, if you say, like, what is a romance? Like, I firmly believe that, like you said, you can have romance without the spice. Of course, like, that's how romance has been written for millennia.
Yeah.
Right? It's interesting territory nowadays because people are more open about sexuality and the role that sex plays in a relationship. For depending on who you are, of course.
Right.
But so how much of spice is considered romance is an interesting question to think about.
And it's one that's been debated pretty hotly recently. I know that people are starting to do percentage breakdowns of, like, the explicit scenes in books versus the whole book itself.
Yeah.
And it's 8%, 5%.
Yeah. And it's like, well, when you break it down that way, though, it does help for newer people or people who haven't read the book to kind of counteract some of the negativity. Like, I'm specifically thinking about, Fourth Wing, like the Fourth Wing books.
Yeah.
Because people have, like, there was an article recently published about her series about Rebecca Yarros in this series and calling her, like, the Queen of Dragon Smut or something like that. And it's like, y'all do realize the majority of the Fourth Wing books are not spice, right? Like, at all.
Yeah.
Like,
they're mostly plot.
Yeah, it's mostly plot. So, I think having that percentage breakdown...
And miscommunication.
Not in book 3.
Hey!
Hey!
We love it.
But that's for in 2 weeks.
Yes.
So... Fuck, what was I thinking about? But yeah, so I think the percentage breakdown thing that's happening now is definitely because of the online hate that some authors are getting for that.
Yeah.
So,
which is nice. Let's fight back against hate against women liking to read books.
Yeah. Like, hey, like, I just saw a whole video, this chick just being like, why are we like celebrating people reading fiction? It's not like it betters you or anything. And it's like, yes, it does. It does.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
There are plenty of psychology papers written on the benefits of reading fiction books. I'm not trying to become a better person, like learn new skills.
Nope.
I'm trying to not quit my job in a rage. Truly.
I'm trying to not have to up my antidepressant.
Exactly. I'm trying not to up my anti-anxiety pills.
I am trying to survive in this world that we live in.
Correct.
Correct.
So, like, fiction books are just great books, and we can just be happy that they're good books.
And there is a huge benefit to the imagination aspect of it.
Very true. Very, very true.
Because a lot of what we're encountering as problems is that because we're inundated with all of the social media apps and watching like 30-second clips and everything, we're not having to do as much of the imagination part anymore. Because everything is so much video based.
Yeah. And then on that same topic, a lot of fiction books, especially like adult fiction, is what? 500 plus pages nowadays?
Yes. Literacy!
Helps you with literacy, helps you with attention span. So, like, there's plenty of vocabulary. Though I don't know how much vulgar gesture is going to be helping my vocabulary, but here we are.
You have to know what vulgar means.
That's true.
Vulgar is a high-level word. Thank you.
I can believe it. What about watery bowels?
Oh, watery bowels. We do hate when we get watery bowels.
I mean, I guess it requires you to know what a bowel is.
True. That's an anatomical term.
Oh God. Oh God, the academic benefits of reading Sarah J. Maas.
There we go. Look. Next paper coming at you.
No.
In defense of reading fantasy smut vocabulary.
That, honestly, if I had enough brain cells and enough time and less stress and less TBR books to get through, that would be a post on the blog. In defense of fantasy smut books.
Academic language. Thumbs up. I have one question circling back to Lights Out.
Okay.
Would you recommend it as a Valentine's Day book in honor of it being Valentine's Day?
Considering the kinds of things people typically get down to on Valentine's Day, yeah.
Yeah?
It could bring the mood.
It could bring some inspiration.
Some inspiration if you want to try something different.
Yeah.
For sure, the first half at least. The second half, don't let your partner listen to it if you made them mad recently.
True. Yeah. You could say first half, kink. Second half, how to get away with murder.
Yeah. So, just depends on the kind of Valentine's Day you want to have.
It's true. Maybe he deserves it.
Oh, no.
I'll just leave it there.
Oh, no.
But that's a different kind of podcast.
That is true. That is a different podcast for a different day.
Yeah.
Okay. So
it checks off all the Valentine's Day boxes. It's got romance.
Yeah.
It's got spice. It has some inspiration.
It does.
It fits in with today's trends towards ladies listening to true crime.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. You can even add in, it has a lot of, it has some good, decent, if we want to call it BDSM representation.
Yes.
Healthy
communication.
It even has, like, one of the things I appreciated about it, if we're talking, like, the spice aspect of it, and, like, the communication, like, the healthiness of it, because stalking, not so healthy, some of that stuff, not so healthy, but, like, the aftercare, deeply healthy.
We love the aftercare. He made her eggs, even though he's vegan.
He made her bacon.
Bacon. Yes.
Even though he doesn't eat meat, because I think he just doesn't eat meat.
Okay.
Because of, hamburgers. So, yes, I would say it's a good Valentine's Day book. I say, if you've already read it, download the audiobook, find your favorite scene, put it on for some inspiration, leave it just playing and walk away.
Yeah. Have him accidentally connect, or her accidentally, your partner, accidentally connect their AirPods or their headphones, and oopsies.
Some ideas. Because, secretly, I think a lot of people have a mass kink and they're just not saying it. Just saying.
It could be. You never know until you try, right?
Yeah, that's very true. So, what's your final rating on it? Because I said mine was a 4 and you never gave yours.
Probably like a 4.5, I think. Because I was so pleasantly surprised that it was so well done as a modern fiction. If that makes sense. Like a set in the modern day.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was really well done. I, in general, tend to enjoy true crime stuff. And I think the trauma aspect, like the psychological aspect of both of their lives and / jobs was really fascinating. And so I felt like Shay was really well written from the background research standpoint, as well as the relationship and the characters being like real people. Yeah. Feeling like people that you could run into.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I thought it was good. And it made me cry, so.
Yeah, you do have to give it points for making you cry.
I do. That's where it gets off as being like a really good really good Valentine's Day book. Yeah. You gotta make it all the way to the ending.
That's true. Okay. So overall, 4.5 stars. That's a good recommendation here.
Would recommend. Yes.
Okay. So, moving into our next segment, which is where we decide to talk about a book. A popular one.
Yes.
Now, I'll let you choose.
What is it on the plate?
Because we skipped Harry Potter. We could have done Harry Potter. We can't do Harry Potter. What's on the list is From Blood and Ash.
Oh.
But we could also do Harry Potter, since I know that this is one that you were looking forward to talking about.
We could do From Blood and Ash.
I don't care either way. I've been reading Harry Potter fanfiction lately, so I'm good either way. It's up to you.
Let's stick with the schedule. I don't know what I would want to talk about with Harry Potter. That's such like a cauldron of things that you could talk about.
You don't have any hot takes you want to share with the world? Because if we do Blood and Ash, it's hot takes, so...
I am a hoe for Harry Potter. Like, it is so integral to my growing up that, like, I can't think of, off the top of my head, hot takes on it. I have hot takes on the author, but not necessarily on the series.
I think most people have hot takes on the author.
Yes, but we can separate what was so central to so many of our childhoods from that dumpster fire that became the author.
True. That's very, very true. So, do you have hot takes from Blood and Ash then?
I did not like it.
Okay.
I thought it was very, it's been a while since I read it, but from what I recall, it was very, like, contrived in a lot of ways. Because I only read the first book.
Okay, I'm trying to understand what you mean by contrived.
She's the holy maiden sold off to the evil vampire overlord.
The fuck? No.
Wasn't she, like, this pure princess?
Yeah. She wasn't sold off.
Politically.
No, she wasn't at all.
She was forced to marry him.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't forced to marry anyone. What are you thinking about?
She married him, didn't she?
No, not in book one.
She definitely went with him.
Not
she,
willingly.
Like, went to his...
No, not willingly.
Yeah, well, if she was sold off, she wasn't willing either.
No, she wasn't, like, she was kidnapped. Like, knocked out and kidnapped.
Huh.
At the end of the book.
What book am I thinking of, then?
I don't know, because I'm thinking of the book, because I'm trying to think because there's probably something in there that's, like, contrived. I can believe that. But her being sold off, I'm like, that sounds more like, it's like Isolde and Adrian's relationship in, fuck, what is that called? Isolde X Adrian, I think is the name of the pairing. Gooey. No, stop it, ads. You're stupid. Come back. I don't want Google, you jerkwads. Okay. Hate that. Stop it. God, Google, please work with me here. Yeah, because there's a book called, there's a Scarlet St. Clair book that happens in. It's the very first book called...
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
A King of Battle and Blood.
That might be what I'm thinking of.
Because let me fix my...
Because I'm looking at the Google Books summary of it now, and this is not what I remembered.
Yeah, are you thinking of... because the if you haven't seen the cover in a while, you could get confused. Because of it's a black and red cover with a, thing on it.
It could be. Yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking of.
Because that
Those
is
look like
contrived.
A cheap knockoff.
This is contrived.
Yes.
I was
that
pissed
is what
when
I'm
I
thinking
read that.
of.
Because...
I remembered that Poppy was like a holy maiden, though.
She is. Yeah. So... Because that's Blood and Ash.
They look almost identical.
They do. The covers are very similar. So you might be thinking of Isolde and Adrian, which she is sold off and does fall in love with him, and the ending of the book is stupid. I think I texted you complaining about this after I read it off of Kindle Unlimited.
Maybe.
But no, Poppy is a holy maiden And, like, and there are vampires.
Mm-hmm.
So you might have to give the book another listen to.
I might have to, just because apparently I was thinking of the wrong book the whole time.
So, hey, the fun fact is, on Hoopla, the graphic audio of From Blood and Ash is now available.
Oh, okay.
Because they only release graphic audios once both parts are out. Or, like, all the parts are out. Yeah. That's what they did with Blood and Ash.
It's not what they did with House of Sky and Breath.
That's stupid. Probably because more people are waiting on it. So,
They released the first part, and then they released the second part later.
Yeah. No, From Blood and Ash, I remember specifically being like, why isn't it out yet? Part 1's already out. I'd like to listen to part 1, da-da-da-da-da. And then when part 2 came out, it was on Hoopla. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because now
because I listened to part 1 of House of Sky and Breath on Hoopla, and then I got to the end of it, and I was like, where's part 2?
That's fair. I'm pulling up right now because I'm trying to remember what books are already on Hoopla for this, because I know they're in the process of recording the second book. Because, I mean, if we're, like, I'm trying to think, because I guess my hot take is that I love From Blood and Ash, and that, no, my real hot take
There's nothing wrong with it.
My real hot take is that the second book, or that the second series, the prequel series, I didn't like compared to From Blood and Ash. That is a hot take. More people typically like the prequel series over the original series.
Okay.
To me, though, like, the main character of oh gosh, it's A Flesh and Fire is the name of the series. The main character of that, to me, is just a copy of Poppy with slightly more life experience, and I was like, I like Poppy because I relate. This is where my bias comes in. I relate to Poppy a lot more compared to Seraphina. Because, again, my deep-seated need for more badass female characters to also be virgins.
Yes.
Because if you choose, like, if that's your lifestyle, go for it. If you want to have sex, go for it. You do you. Yeah. Power to you. But as a person who hasn't done that and is of an older age, I like the representation because it doesn't make me feel like I've done something wrong with my life.
Right? And it's like, some people just don't want to bang everything that they see.
Yeah. Or just don't want to bang, period.
Exactly. Oh. We need representation is what we're saying, authors. Give me a variety.
Yes.
A smorgasbord, if you will.
Yeah. Oh, so they did post the first part of the second book for graphic audio.
Okay.
But the second part of the second book is not out yet.
Okay.
So they did do it with it. A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire is the name of the second book.
Okay.
But it's... Yeah, so my hot take is I don't like the second series as much as I like the first, which is why I've held off on reading the second series, even though I binged the first one. Full binge.
Yeah.
600 pages in a day.
I'll have to revisit it. I'll add it to my list. I am currently 3/4 of the way through 1984.
Nice.
So, I will go there next.
Okay. Yeah. I think you'll enjoy it once you...
So my hot take was that apparently I didn't remember anything about it.
Yeah, because I'm like, she wasn't sold off. I'm pretty sure at the end of... It's been a while since I've read book 1, but that much I do remember.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is that she can't sleep with anyone and that she can't have a relationship with anyone. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, she can't have that.
Wait. Hold on, it's coming back to me now. Did she wear, like, this really skimpy, like, red outfit on some kind of revealing day?
Nope.
Okay. Nope.
Her whole thing is she had to wear white.
Oh.
I think
she had, like, a very... like, her revealing day or something?
I don't think so, because she...
We'll circle back to this. We'll have to have it.
We'll have to
an episode or something.
I think I have an episode set up. I think I did put From Blood and Ashes. Next month.
Okay. It gives me time.
March 14th.
I have a month.
You have exactly
almost
a month.
to the day. Yeah.
Because, yeah, we're going to talk about From Blood and Ash on March
I'll have
14th.
to know what is going on. Good thing we talked about it now so that I could find out that I actually didn't remember anything about the book.
Yes. Hey, though it gives me an excuse to listen to the graphic audio.
You're welcome.
Because I'm excited. I love Hawk.
Yes.
He is one of my book boyfriends. The main male is, and this is also the one that has a throuple.
Oh.
Like a low-key
representation. Yeah.
Low-key throuple, I think, in the book where I left off.
That was my criticism for Lights Out.
Oh, yes!
That was it.
She could have been Christmas
We could have had a throuple, but she was a coward. Because the two people in his life that he's obsessed with dated each other at one point, and she still thought, like, Allie still thought he was hot as shit, and we could have had it all.
That would have been a fun little moment.
It would have been. Yeah.
Listen, I think more authors need to skip the love triangle and just go to a throuple. Like, say fuck it.
Just let everybody love each other.
Which is actually a Chinese author did that. Gosh, what is it? I know the second book is called Heavenly Tyrant. Fuck, what's the first book called? Because I follow her on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna find her. Because I've been wanting to read the books. Because the first two books are out. Here it is. Oh, so her name is, oh god, her name's in Chinese. Her name is, so please forgive my pronunciation. But her name is Shiran, I think it's Shiran J. Zhao. And she wrote Iron Widow and Heavenly Tyrant.
Okay.
Are the two books. And it's like a mech sort of situation. There are giant ass robots. Cool. And it's based off of China's first and only female emperor.
It's her, right?
Yeah.
That's the book cover?
Yeah.
I feel like that one recently got sprayed edges at Books A Million.
Yeah, so that one looks pretty damn good. And yeah, so Iron Widow, then Heavenly Tyrant, which I believe recently came out. Though she's currently in the process of republishing the second book because there was a typo. Or not really a typo, but there needed to be an addendum added to make it clear that if I have this correct, that the main female is this is a rated R podcast, is pegging one of her partners.
Oh. So that you know what's going on.
Yeah. Because apparently in the original print, it wasn't clear enough. And people kind of told her, they're like, hey, it's not really clear enough. And so she's like, here's the addendum. And I'm like, you go, girl. This is hilarious.
Is it clear now? Was I explicit enough?
And I was like, this is fun. This is cool. This is interesting. Holy shit, I didn't know that was happening. So that's an interesting update from her stuff. But yeah, so maybe that will be down the line. I'm trying to get through my TBR first before I add any
Yes. More. You're not allowed to get any new books till you finish your TBR.
I'm gonna get the books. Like, let's be real here.
Yeah, but you have to finish your TBR first.
I do. And there is a new...
I already provided you with 2 new ones, so that itch has been scratched.
No, it
You're
hasn't.
welcome.
It hasn't been scratched. But that's okay. No, I'm holding off because I know there's some really good series that I'm gonna get into very, very soon. Or I'm even in the process of reading right now. Like, since we're talking about From Blood and Ash, since that was supposed to be the topic, because I can't think of anything hot takes to say. It's been a while since I've read the book. I can't think of
anything about it at all, so.
It's been a while since I've read it. I'll have more to say March 14th.
Yes.
But I am in the process of reading one of her earlier books, her book series, Armentrout's earlier book series, The Covenant. Mm-hmm. And it's a YA series.
Okay.
More towards high school YA.
Yeah.
But still I would say is in YA.
Mm-hmm.
No spice has occurred within the first 2 books. And the only sort of explicitness in it is, like, the action scenes. And some of the more heavier romantic things. But nothing that a high schooler hasn't, like, read about or seen.
Yeah.
So I can't say it's not
Or
YA.
high schoolers.
High schoolers, yeah, are weird. And she's, like, 17, I believe, in the books. So the entire time I'm like, don't do it. You're 17. This would be gross. Don't do anything.
You're
please.
a child.
And thankfully, the author recognizes that, so. But there is now this stupid love triangle going on that I'm like, Armentrout, you having that throuple in Blood and Ash better not be you making up for fucking over things in this previous series. I need this.
They're also young though, so
yeah. So there's a stupid love triangle going on, but I will say, like I said, I finished book 2. If the author takes it, if Armentrout takes it an interesting route, because it does follow, like, Greek gods and Greek things and blah 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 blah, which big thing about Greek mythology is any prophecy that anyone ever hears ever is self-fulfilling always.
Oh.
Like,
and there's one of those?
Yeah, there was this whole older lady that was giving prophecies to, like, her mother and then the main character, that led to, like, the series of events, and it was very self-fulfilling. Like, it happened, it felt inevitable.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping there's this whole thing where it's like, either it's like you have to understand the difference between need and want and love and fate.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm like, maybe she'll choose both.
Need and want.
You can have your needs and wants, and you can have both love and fate. Why not?
Why not?
Because, God, the second guy annoys the living shit out of me.
Oh, no.
And if that ends up being Endgame, I'm burning the books.
It doesn't deserve a place on the shelf.
It doesn't. I will need to buy 5 more books to replace the hole it will leave in my bookshelf.
The disappointment.
So, yeah, I'm just like, please. Because after book 1, she was like, oh, you like me. Maybe we can figure this out for the first guy. Because it's a very much like forbidden romance, right?
Yeah.
And this other guy comes in, it's kind of low-key. He's like, don't you feel this pull between us? Soulmate-esque thing.
Ew.
I know. Even though it's there, and you have to recognize it, and you have to be like, okay, fine. And he's kind of annoying. Also, his name is stupid. Wait, this is the one I texted you. His name is stupid. What kind of name is Seth?
It is stupid.
It's stupid. And he's supposed to, like, he has an accent, and he's from Greece, and I'm like...
Is Seth a Greek name?
Apparently it is. I looked it up, because I thought the same thing, and I'm like, why couldn't you have given him, like... I hate to say a stereotypical Greek name, but, like, a name that at least sounded Greek.
Yes.
Please. Why would you call your main male Seth?
It doesn't even roll up the tongue well.
It doesn't. And by the end of book 2, some stuff goes down, and he's like, you can't be with him, like her first love. Like, because it is illegal. Like, her feelings for the first guy is literally illegal.
Yeah. Seth is actually Christian. It is the third son of Adam and Eve, apparently, according to Google.
I can't see that.
Yeah, sorry.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
Why not,
like... It was not Greek.
Why not, like, Alexandros or something like that, or, like...
Sure. Something that tells me he's Greek.
Mm-hmm. And not, like, their parents was like, oh, we're moving to the U.S., and so we're gonna give you an American name, Seth.
Seth. Blech.
But yeah, in book 2, though, it's like they're kind of, her and the first love are vibing. We're like, okay, how are we going to make this forbidden romance work? How's this going to go? And the first love is like, I'm going to push you away because you will literally die if we're caught.
Yeah.
The first love would not be killed. She would be murdered in cold blood. Gotcha. And then so would he, because he knows himself well enough, and they recognize, there's a whole moment that they recognize that he would be the one to jump in front and be like, you're not killing her, I'll kill all of you first. Sort of situation.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, ugh. And by the end of book 2, though, by the end of book 2, she's like, I don't know what this is, but I'm, like, he's like, the second guy's like, choose me, you know that other romance isn't going anywhere. It can't. So, like, choose me. And there's this whole moment where she's like, he's right. Like, she's thinking, like, he's right. He, like, can't be. Oh, there is this weird pull between us. Da-da-da. And she's, like, emotionally, like, fine, I'll choose you. It feels like it's, like, a pulling out from her, fine, I'll choose you sort of thing.
Yeah.
And even he's like, damn it. damn it. But then the ending of book 2 was pretty damn good. It was a pretty good cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But also made me go, is book 3 gonna be, like, setting her up to be with the second guy and her, like, trying to move on? Or, like, what is this end game? It's, like, a very back and forth stupidity love triangle thing.
That is annoying.
And I'm like, just kill them all.
Your face, I'm sorry.
What face did I make?
Just absolutely, it's in between, like, disgust and exasperation.
Okay, good to know. But no, I fully was just like, y'all, can we just have her turn 18? So, because when she turns 18, she's supposed to, like, gain these powers. It's part of her connection with this other guy, with the second guy. And I'm like, can she just turn 18 and murder everyone? Please?
Take them out.
Like, overthrow the patriarchy, thank you very much.
Yes.
Sort of situation.
Take down the patriarchy.
Because it's, like, full segregation going on in these books.
Ugh.
And I'm like, because that's why it's illegal and would get her murdered. Because she's part of the minority class.
Okay.
And her first love is a part of the oppressors, essentially.
It's forbidden romance, truly.
Truly, truly, truly. And I'm just like, but, like, you get your powers and guy number 2 can take them from you. That's, like, literally what everyone wants to happen to you. That's why they continue to let you live. Because these oppressors have...
They want to see what's going to happen. Yeah.
They have delusions of grandeur. And
yeah.
I'm just like, girl, get your power. Because I know the good thing about boy number 2 is he'd be down for it. He'd be down for murdering them all.
Ooh, we do like a down to clown.
So he gets points for that, but his personality is annoying as shit. But
we don't like the annoying. personality.
So I just have to read book 3, 4, and 5 and suck it up and hope that by the end of book 3, there's a light at the end of the tunnel where I can be like, please just please don't get together with Seth. Let's start there. And get together with your first love. Because I like him.
Yes.
Or if you're gonna get together with
Although
Seth,
they do say that the first love never works out.
well, if it doesn't work out, he's gonna get murdered. Like, that's the only way for them, like, logically, for the plot progression, right? Because the plot is leading towards revolution. Like, overthrowing the oppressors, stuff like that.
Right.
Because there's this whole discussion, like, because there's a thing literally called the Breed Order.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Which is the reason why they can't be together. It's a gross thing, but here we are.
Ugh.
That apparently has existed for a very long time.
That's icky.
It is icky. But it's existed for a while.
That would be pretty close to a DNF.
Yeah. But it's only briefly mentioned every now and then as, like, laws of the society sort of thing. But it's something they're actively trying to turn over. Like, there's the only time...
some motivations.
Yeah. So it's being brought up as, like, a bad thing. As, like, a thing they're trying to get rid of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because that's how it's brought up, it's like, okay, for her to not end up with Aiden, with how convincingly the author has written her feelings towards him, he'd have to die.
Hey, she's already shown that she's willing to kill people.
Has she? Oh yeah, she killed the best friend, which did make me deeply sad. I cried.
I'm saying that you said at the start of this all that you cried.
On a bus.
So. On a bus. In public.
In public. Luckily, I was by myself with my back turned. I'm just, like, wiping my eyes as the lights of the bus turn on so we can get off.
I had the decency to cry in the privacy of my own living room. Thank you.
I didn't have that luxury. Because it was either those books or I was going to bring the Plated Prisoner series.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I've started my Jennifer Armentrout month, I guess, or
yes,
2.
You're where you're supposed to be.
After skipping a book series, but yeah, I'll have to come back to it later. But yeah. So, hot take, there should be more thruples in fantasy, in books in general.
Truly. We need it. Because some of us are tired of picking.
Yeah. More, like, if we can't have why choose, at least love triangles shouldn't exist. Those are stupid.
Yes, truly. Like, just be the friend or don't be the friend. None of this middle of the ground. She'll love me eventually. No, she won't.
No, she won't.
She won't eventually.
We don't need more. What are the typical ones? What is it? Peta and Gale, right?
Ugh.
Oh, the classic. Edward and Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
What else are some classic love triangles? Those are the main 2 I can think of.
I'm blanking.
Yeah, those are the main 2.
I know there's more, but...
Yeah, but, like, we need less of those.
Truly.
Please.
I would like one well-developed relationship, please.
Yeah. Especially because at least if you do, like, a why choose throuple...
Zayden.
Huh?
Dane and Zayden.
Dane and Zayden! Even though that ended pretty quickly. Thank God.
Yeah.
Or Tamlin and Reese for a certain period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right now? Oh.
That noise she makes.
Though, right now, if we're thinking love triangles are ones that are self-imposed, I guess, from the audience, what is it, Lucian and Asriel for Elaine.
Yeah.
I'm like, can we just stop?
I mean, it's kind of implied in the books. I know you didn't read that one, but at the whatever book it was, the last one. That's what people are saying.
Please. Yeah. Like, be brave, authors. It's okay. It doesn't have to be a why choose novel for thruples to exist.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like...
in honor of Valentine's Day, authors...
give us a thruple.
Give the gals what they want.
Give the gals...
be a true Valentine.
Yes. Give us what we want, which is not having to pick. See, even my dog agrees. Even my dog agrees. Yeah. You shouldn't have to pick.
Yeah. It's true.
So, our final thing is, what is next? What is at the end of this month?
I don't know. What is it?
Well, we decided to change it to Onyx Storm.
Ooh, because somebody read it.
Somebody binged it in one day, though I took my time and literally took the whole day to read it.
That's incredible. You must have really paced yourself.
Deeply. I've made sure I read every single word.
Every word on the page.
I was like, I'm not scanning this. I am reading this. I'm reading it out loud at some points. My dog got he got read to at some points.
Poor puppy.
It was the non-spicy stuff.
Oh, okay. He's innocent.
But
he's just a baby.
Yeah, he's just a baby. Though, I should share as a preview or something to look forward to. I have a new favorite character from Onyx Storm. A new favorite character of Fourth Wing.
All right, we will hear all about it next time.
Yeah, and the only thing I'll say is broccoli. All right, there you have it, folks. Broccoli it is. I haven't read it. I don't know anything about it, so I am preparing to be regaled. Yes.
So you have that to look forward to.
Yeah.
And until then, leave us fan mail. Tell us your favorite book, or if you remember anything that happened from Blood and Ash, or what your favorite Valentine's Day book is.
Leave us some recommendations. That'd be great.
Yes. She needs more excuses to buy books.
Especially if you have audiobook recommendations. Leave those.
Yes. I need those, please. I am desperate. I resorted to the classics. I need some help.
Oh, jeez.
I'm listening to 1984. George Orwell's 1984.
Next thing
you know. 1984.
No, go ahead.
What?
No, go ahead.
Because I couldn't find anything else. So.
Next thing you know, it's going to be the Iliad.
Oh.
Or the Odyssey.
I don't even think they have that on audiobook.
That's a good question. Wait.
Before we go, let's look that up. Is it on audiobook?
I don't know.
Because that one would keep me entertained for a long time.
Oh, it's long as hell, so yeah.
It is! They have the abridged version?
No, that's for cowards.
And the non-abridged, the Iliad, the story of Achilles.
Ooh.
Unabridged is... oh, that's for wimps. 13 hours.
Nice.
Or the unabridged Iliad and the Odyssey.
There you go.
25 hours.
Nice. Because
I could put that on there, yeah.
They're read together. They're meant to be read together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then after you do that, you can listen to Epic the Musical to see how well it stacks up to the original
I already
Odyssey.
listened to it, and it was really good.
I know, it's so good.
It was so good.
That cover
I do love a musical, though.
Listen, yes. I love my cover I did for Violet to Xaden that I posted. It's not a parody, but it's like a reimagining of a section of the final song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I posted it on Instagram.
I heard it. And listeners, you better go check it out.
Arcane Book Nest.
Arcane Book Nest. Go listen to it. She's got a beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you.
And we've apparently talked a lot, so you get to hear a lot of it. So
yeah, there you go.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. My voice is not cheap.
Nope. I can tell you approximately how much it gets paid for.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I deserve to be paid more, though. We both deserve to be
It's
paid
true.
more.
We sure do. Yes.
But we'll leave it at that.
Until next time.
Bye!